Had a Magic 30 cube draft here. I'm kind of enjoying this format. And I might try Goblins again. I really liked it the first time I drafted it, and it was very good against me in the second round. So my idea is to take Siege Gang and then wheel Munitions Expert. My thinking is that Siege Gang can have a good applications in almost every red deck. So it's likely to wheel the Munitions Expert. And if I wheel Magma Jet, that's probably okay though. But I'm gonna lead with Siege Gang. Just an incredible card to get into play early with like a Goblin Lackey if that's in the cube, I'm not sure. Here though, even though this has Goblin on it, it's not a particularly great card. There is like a secluded courtyard for mana fixing to name Goblin. Spell Seeker, probably not going to get something super good because there's no Ancestral here. There's Angel of Invention, Compulsive Research. And I think of all these cards, I'm like Compulsive Research the most, and I can maybe also be like some sort of blue-red control deck where Siege Gang is a finisher / something that just stabilizes the board. I'm not locked into anything. Here is a Mogg War Marshal though, pretty solid card. 2 goblins for 2 mana, and if you don't pay Echo, the one of the 1/1s can't attack, but it's also pretty resilient against removal as well. Stormwrath Dog is generically good, but it's not a goblin. This card is also fine. This is actually a goblin. I don't know how much that matters. You can actually get it with Goblin Matron. I'm gonna take the War Marshal though. And it's not a goblin. There's a Countryside Crusher. She could do some good stuff with potentially. Ghostly Flicker is very good with Siege Gang and okay with Mogg War Marshal. She just get a 1/1. Could take Graven Cairns as a fixer. Arid Mesa to go get a blue land, maybe. I think Graven Cairns I can kind of take it or leave it, whereas Arid Mesa opens up more doors for me. It can open up doors for like Blood Crypt, but it can also be like a, let's say, a Wheeled Tunnel. Not that's super likely. It can be a fixer. I think it's a better fixer than the other cards. Here's a Goblin. Okay. Was pretty good with Gate to Afterlife last time. May just take Fire Ice though and might still go back into like a blue-red combination. I don't think there is anything great. I don't think Changeling Outlet is even that good in Goblins. Well, it feels like more like a ninjutsu card. Right. Gutter Snipe. Maybe I can be like blue-red Goblin spells. Doesn't seem great though. This card's gonna be too hard to cast wherever I end up. And this card just seems too bad for this cube, probably. I'll take Gutter Snipe, you never know. Output is pretty large. So there's Cleansing Wildfire. The idea is that you target like an indestructible land and then it ramps you, draws a card. Those just bad cards. I think if I were to go into blue-black goblins, then Deadly Dispute could be good. It could ramp out some of my bigger goblins, draw me a card, trigger Gutter Snipe. So that would lead me going back into black-red goblins, which doesn't look open. That is the problem, of course. The deck does not seem very open. Alright, Bedlam Reveler. I can see that being good in a blue-red deck. So could also Magmatic Channeler. But I think that the Bedlam Reveler is actually even better. Alright, we did not wheel either of the cards. So I think Spectral Sailor could be okay here. Yeah, better than Oubliette. and Thermo Alchemist. So I might go into like a blue-red spells deck. I don't have much, but there are some good cards. I like almost all these cards. I guess Mog War Marshal is the weakest, but it's still probably fine. Okay, so either Seagate Oracle or Hydroblast for a sick sideboard card. I think Seagate Oracle is okay, but I think I prefer Hydroblast just as an insane sideboard card. Ghostly Fligger, I might take it now. Guess I wish I'd taken Seagate Oracle though. And I guess Snake Form. A little bit of a rough start here. But, it could still be decent. Alright, we're back. And we have Steam Vents. Pretty good card, especially when I have a fetch land. Or Flametongue Kavu. I think Flametongue Kavu is just too good. This is not as powerful a cube as Vintage Cube. And even in Vintage Cube, sometimes Flametongue Kavu gets there. I think the raw power just makes up for the mana fixing. Alright, so now we have a choice, because there is Gamepalm Incinerator, but I'm sort of off the Goblin plan. Yes, I have 3 Goblins, but you kind of need a lot to play that card. There is Sea Dasher Octopus, which would work with Spectra Sailor. It's actually a card that gets played in Modern. There's also mana fixing in Cascade Bluffs, and Fateless Looting, which is normally not a card I love, but when you have Bedlam Reveler, Guttersnipe, Thermo Alchemist, it gets better. I think I'm just going to take Fateless Looting. It looks like it could be a pretty good card in this style of deck. And Final of Promise. So the sweet spot to cost is probably like 3, and then you get 2 cards back from your graveyard. It looks very good here because it triggers Guttersnipe all 3 times, I think. Because you are still casting the card, it also triggers Thermo Alchemist all those times. I think this guy's going to be awesome here. And if I were a Goblins, I would take Skirk Prosperity. If I were Strategic Plan, I'm going to be pretty happy. But it's looking like a pretty good blue-red spells deck. And here we have Electrostatic Infantry. I think it's more important to take a payoff than an expedite. This is also very likely wheels. The Goblin cards are flowing now, which is unfortunate, but I think at this point I'm just gonna be all in on blue-red spells. So here is Banefire. Fine, but a little clunky. This is a good finisher though. Oh, wee, Dragonauts. I think I'm just gonna take that as well. And now I'm starting to have enough payoffs. Riddle Form, but I think I'm gonna take, at this point I have just picked up 2 great payoffs, and I want a cheap Enabler in Hard Evidence. This is a great card. It's a 1 mana spell that replaces itself eventually. It also creates a 0/3 blocker that just gets into the way of everything. As much as I like Riddle Form, I think it's also a little bit underpowered for this format. I think Hard Evidence is just awesome. Exactly what this deck wants. Okay, so now I have to read this card. Ancient Copper Dragon, 6/5 flyer. This potential player roll a d20, you create a number of treasures. So basically just a big dump flyer. Not the worst, but Divination is probably better. Orc Fanatic is not as good anymore as Damage doesn't go in the stack. That was like 15 years ago. But anyway. Nation could be okay. It's a little underpowered, but ooh, Airwild. I think I'm gonna take Ogre of Bolas though. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells, but they are pretty good. And Dead-Eye Navigator. Let's read this card again. Yeah, still bad. Read it a 3rd time. Still bad. This is very sweet card, but I don't think it is for this deck. It has some good combos, but very happy with the Cascade Bluffs here. And Strategic Planning or Kazul's Fury. Both are spells. This is actually on a land, which is good. I don't have any enormous creatures to toss though, and Strategic Planning just is an instant or sorcery that replaces itself. So while I could actually play Kazul's Fury as a finisher, I think Strategic Planning is better. And Expedite, sure. Might play 16 lands in this deck. Take the GOP mostly for signaling. Oh, we did Wheel Riddle form, okay. Probably will play it. Boros Reckoner, that was such a good card back in the day, 10 years ago. It's a little too hard to cast for this deck, I think. It is a very powerful effect, but... Oh, Baneslayer Angel. So it's Wooded Foothills or Ledger Shredder. Or I guess Misty Rainforest. But I did not take the land, so Steam Vents. So it's also third past Iconoclast. Is that better than Ledger Shredder? That is a hard question to ask. I'm actually thinking third pass Iconoclast is actually a better card than Ledger Shredder in this deck. Because I don't have that many graveyard synergies. But I do have cheap cards, but I think this is better, yeah. 2/3 flyer, exile a card, you make cast a spell, seems okay. There is Kiln Fiend though. I think it's weaker than the infantry, it might still be fine. Well, this card doesn't get tramp, but I don't have too many ways to give it tramp. Take this. I don't think Kiln Fiend is that good. There's the Muxus. There's an old sweet card in Nuclavy. So it's a 4/4 for 6. Then when it comes into play, return an red sorcery and a blue instant. Blue instant could, for example, be Fire Ice. Red, I have an enormous amount of sorceries. The problem with this card is that I don't have that many blue instants. I basically only have Fire Ice. I might still take it because there isn't anything that's awesome here. I don't think Man of War is that good. Let's see though. Counterspell, there's a blue instant. It's a little less, it's a little too proactive, I think, for my taste, but I think it's gonna be fine though. Yeah. So, Nuclavy, you can maybe get back in there, maybe. Here I'm gonna take Thing in the Eyes for sure over Young Pyromancer. I think spreading my effects. So I already have this card, and I don't have that much to do with 1/1s. So I'm thinking I'd rather have a card that bounces everything. Yeah, Storming Entity. Okay, so I think it's time to cut Mog War Marshal. But this is great. Shivan Reef as a fixer, or Repulse, which is another instant for Nuclavy. I think Repulse is better. I don't need that much mana fixing anyway. So I think I can play 16 lands with this setup. I like all my cards here. Yeah, it was an interesting pick between Young Pyromancer and third past Iconoclast. This card also triggers from Riddle form when I cast it. And even miss it, the Fireman. I mean, obviously a powerful card, but Yitu Lava Run might be better. Might be better than Spectral Sailor. Yeah. I'm not gonna play Akoum Hellhound. Let's just cut obvious Scavenging Ooze. Not that it matters, but seems like a good deck. The question is, how do I beat goblins? I probably can. Maybe I can burn my goblin opponent out somehow. I try to Put down a Gather Sniper Wee Dragonauts, and then I stabilize the board with some of my cards, and then it's all gonna be fine. Alright, I did with Kilnfin, I kind of suspected that. It's a little too weak. Probably worse in this cube than in a vintage cube, because there's not too many mana artifacts to cut. Oh, I probably will play Shivan Reef though. And I don't really see much reason to play Arid Mesa. It doesn't work with Bedlam Reveler because this is not Delve. And Arid Mesa doesn't actually do anything for me except thin my deck. So I guess it can go. Right, yeah. Pretty easy mana base situation here. Right. Sure, I'll play it. I'll keep this. Counterspell and Repulse probably buys me enough time. Storming Entity can win in the air, and Siege can stabilize the ground, and even win the game sometimes on its own. I think this is a perfectly playable starting hand. Scalding Tarn doesn't necessarily mean the mirror, it could just be a mana fixer for a duel. I did not have Goblin Lackey, which would have been a disaster. Green red. Curious Briefcase. I could allow it, but I'm just gonna use my mana and counterspell it. The way I see it, I'm gonna repulse next turn probably anything, and then I might draw into something. So slowing my opponent down seems good. Oh, okay. Well, I can't repulse that. I can actually go strategic planning into Storming Entity. That's probably the best idea here. And so if I take Finale, I'm gonna have access to strategic planning plus repulse at some point. I could take Thermo Alchemist and Ogre of Bolas, but those are somewhat less impactful. So I'm gonna take Finale. And set up here. Bedlam Reveler. That's gonna cost 6 right now. That is a little slow, especially if I cast Finale, I'm gonna exile cards. So I'm gonna actually put both these on the bottom. And oh, that's annoying, because if I repulse that, my opponent gets a free. It also makes it harder to raise. I guess I will just play Siege Gang and maybe trade for Thragtusk, and then I can bounce the token. Either via Finale or just cast the repulse and then do the repulse thing later. But yeah. Doesn't look like this is a matchup where I want to bring in Hydroblast. My opponent just doesn't seem to have enough red cards for that to be good. I'm gonna try and triple block here. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's probably okay. Hopefully this isn't a breath of life, but what are you gonna do? Because now I can repulse a token potentially, and then cast Finale. One seems to only be on 3 colors. Or at the very least, it's not splashing with basics, something else. Garruk Relentless. Okay, so you can either kill Siege Gang or Stormwing, but if you kill Siege Gang, I'm just gonna kill it with Stormwing. If you kill Stormwing, Garruk goes away at least. So that's not a disaster, I don't think. Yeah, trades for that. And then, alright, gonna start the damage train. My opponent did gain a lot of life with Thragtusk, but you gotta start somewhere. Oh, Nucleavi, that can get back Repulse. Have no red source, but I can also. This doesn't get exiled, which is so I can lead with Finale. And then I can get that card back. Okay, so got a tutor for 6. You can get back Thragtusk. This can actually get back from graveyards or library. Thragtusk is so okay, yeah, that makes sense. Opponent gets back Thragtusk and sort of neutralizes my Guttersnipe. So if I cast Finale, I can get back Strategic Planning and Repulse, but repulsing isn't that good right now. I can also start with Expedite and maybe I can get back Expedite, draw a card. Although we shall see, maybe I'll draw something better. I can also Nucleavi. No, I can't. I don't have a red sorcery. Bouncing Thragtusk is just so bad. Alright, let's cast just gonna have to try and go around the Thragtusk. I'm gonna deal more damage here. Then Nucleavi can get back Finale and something else. I think Riddle Form is good here. Although Fateless Suiting is a red sorcery. But it goes to the graveyard. So I think that's fine. Fateless Suiting also goes to the graveyard. Yeah. I can play Riddle Form and next turn I can Nucleavi back Finale and Repulse, and then we shall see. That's pretty good. Let's do Dragon Lord Atarka, Clarion Spirit, Sakura Tribal. Okay, well, the Clarion Spirit is not going to trigger this turn, but I could actually get back Counterspell now. I'm sort of tempted to do that to deal with the Dragon Lord Atarka, because that's just going to wreak havoc. And I don't think I can kill my opponent next turn. The Chromatic Lantern makes it so my opponent doesn't need to pay life for Arrhythmias as well. A lot of options here. I think I should play Nucleavi, get back Finale and Counterspell. Clarion Spirit. That seems to my opponent's attack here. Because if you attack the invasion, it's got one too much defense to get flipped. Swords, Guttersnipe. Okay, so that damage train is rolling away. It's down to 1 card in hand and Sakura Tribal and Dragon Lord Atarka. It does not attack. I like that. Ooh. Right, so but for now I'm gonna go Guttersnipe. Back. Finale. And Counterspell. Yes, I will use the penalty. And yes. And I'm gonna pass and put this sort of price into casting Dragon Lord. Otherwise you're gonna lose it. So it's use it or lose it. Right, I think I can allow that to go down to 1. It is very threatening if it flips, but it's got 1 more defense, and I don't see an easy way to flip it. I mean, my opponent's gonna get a flyer with Clarion Spirit, but I have Riddle Form as well. And I can also kill it with Siege King. Okay, wee Dragonauts. So if I finale, I can get back Repulse, maybe bounce token, and a Fateless. And it all is casting. So let's start by Thing in the Eyes. Then I can finale the Repulse and the Fateless. It all will trigger Thing in the Eyes, which bouncing right now I think is good for me on balance. Bounce a token. So many triggers. Right. So it's got a land and the Lava Runner seems like the weakest card here. I think I'm gonna stay back with Nuclevi and protect my invasion. I can maybe block the Fractusk, and then when Thing in the Eyes flips, it just bounces the token. Okay. And even if this flips, it's not a horror, so it probably just goes away to Thing in the Eyes. Yes, then my opponent gets to replay it and maybe get back Fractusk. But let's just check so nothing is a horror here. I remember in Shadows over Innistrad Remastered, there was a random horror, the zombie 2/3 that you can pump. But things are looking pretty good here. So yeah, I'm gonna block. Yes, it sucks that I can't get back Knuckle, but it also, this is running out of targets at some point. Sasquatch Recruiter. Very good when you have this much mana. That has to be said. But one doesn't even seem to be using it. Chord of Calling. Huh, what can my opponent fish up? It better be something good. Flame Tang, okay, so that deals with Thing in the Eyes, okay. So that avenue is closed. Doesn't mean that the game is over though. Let's start by compulsing. See what we get. I get the Riddle Form. Right, that's decent. Rid of that, and let's think. So I can Fire Eyes something. Start by attacking. So if I put my opponent down to 8, I'm actually not gonna tap anything. Okay, my opponent did jump. I don't care about that too much. Because now I'm just gonna play these two and set up for a huge turn. I should play my land as well. Don't have any more discard effects, I don't think. I might have some, but now my plan is to win in the air. And it's gonna be hard for my opponent to get 2 creatures and be able to cast them both to get a 1/1. So that's a new card, right? Okay. But even if my opponent flips the invasion, my plan is just to win in the air with this, and Fire Ice can either tap a flyer, if that's necessary, or deal 2 to my opponent, which is more with Wee Dragons. Alright. Here's Nissa. So whenever you get a land into play, you get a mana, and if you get 2 lands in a turn, you get an Elf Elemental from the top of your deck. Okay. I guess that works with the fetch land. Opponent got an Deep Forest Hermit, okay. And could even play it. Wow. Alright. So just so right now the Fire Ice can deal 1 to the Spirit, 1 to my opponent, put my opponent to 9. Then Wee Dragons attacks for free, Riddle Form attacks for free. And that's 1 short. So everything is going to the invasion, which means that it's probably not even, actually not even bother blocking. I could scry in upkeep with Riddle Form, but since I can draw a card of ice, I could wait. None of these cards are goblins, unfortunately. Probably dead next time. There's a land, that's unfortunate. So I think I'm 1 short. But I only need a spell. So how about I scry, look for a spell. That's a spell. Do I have enough? Because I also need to trigger Siege Gang. I think I have enough exactly. Did I put it on the bottom by accident? Oh crap. Alright. That did have the win, but I misclicked. Oh, this is a spell then. No. So I can attack for 6, put metal down to 4. I thought I kept divination, but I guess not. Alright, let's just kill Deep Forest Hermit then, I think. Then I'm not dead, probably. 8, 12, 13, 16, 18, 20, 25, I am dead. But maybe my opponent has some humans I don't know about. This is a human, so I can block that. 8, 12, 13, 16, 20, 25. Oh, it has reach. Okay, well, that was weird. I thought I had that game, but I guess not. Okay, so I don't think Hydroblast is good. It counters Flame Time, but I don't think that is enough. This card could be good though. Yeah, I think I want to board that in. I think Knucklo is a little too slow. All right, let's redeem ourselves here. All right, great hand actually. Also, I saw the counters, but I was like, I don't have second blue, but then I saw the rest of that. And I'm gonna lead with third pass Iconoclast. I think in this matchup, I wanna get as many 1/1s as I want, rather than get in for free. So the plan is if I don't draw a land to cast. Okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna get any 1/1s, but voice. So I'm not gonna. This counterspell is starting to look not so good. I'm gonna leave a Guttersnap to use my mana most effectively. And then next turn I can go strategic planning into Firm Alchemist or Riddle Form. But more likely Firm Alchemist, I can get a block for this voice. Okay. They're gonna attack. Yes, my opponent can block and sack, but I'm not blocking anyway, so it at least forces my opponent to either take 2 or use the Secret Tribal instead of waiting. So I don't think there's any downside to attack. Now I'm gonna play both my threats and hope my opponent doesn't have Flame Time. But counterspell is really bad here because of voice. Whenever I cast a spell during my opponent's turn, my opponent gets a huge creature. A creature is as large as my opponent has creatures in play. So I kind of want to avoid that. Not sure what I'm going to do with the counterspell, but maybe save it for something absolutely unbeatable. But counterspell is not good right now. Alright, there's Nissa again. Ooh, that's pretty good. So let's lead by. I think I'm going to start with strategic planning though. It's a lot of damage. I might actually, like something like a Frag Tusk, I kind of want to counter. Here I'm going to take Ogre. I don't need more lands. I'm going to attack for free. And I want to wait on Hard Evidence to trigger Riddle Form next turn. So I think I'm going to pass. Because something like a Frag Tusk, I kind of have to counter that. That just swings the race too hard. Yes, it sucks that my opponent gets a token, but so I'm winning the race pretty handily, so I want to stop life gain. Rampant growth I will allow. Does trigger Nissa, but what are you gonna do? Okay, that I cannot. If I don't counter this, my opponent gets yeah, I'm gonna counter that. Hang on. Here, I'm actually getting ahead because my opponent has to sacrifice a land, but this way, not only do I stop Nissa, I also get all these triggers. It also removes the burn of me holding up counterspell, which is nice. So let's start by casting Ogre Bolas, I think. Look for almost anything here. Okay. Well, I hope my opponent doesn't have Frag Tusk. It'll be hard to win if my opponent has it. Here's where Gidulara and is kind of bad. I wish it was something else. But this is a lot of damage. Yeah. I don't think it's worth sacrificing Guttersnipe to deal 2. Probably gonna get that damage back at some point. So it's not even clear that I lose to Thragtusk, but it would help my opponent. If I doesn't have Thragtusk, the game is probably almost over. Because I also have a clue. Okay, there it is. The Bane of Burn. And then gets to attack. But I think I'm just gonna take 4. I can jump next turn. There's no real risk in waiting. I guess overrun, but I'm probably dead to that anyway. So I think I'm gonna wait 1 more turn to jump. Right. Draw a spell. Yes, I did. I think this is better. I have Faithless Looting. Oh. Would have missed that trigger in real life. I'm not gonna lie. Opponent dead right now. Very close to it. Not exactly, but very close. So if I attack with 3, yeah, my opponent can just block them all. Okay. Opponent is dead on my upkeep though. So my opponent is like overrun. Or to gain a lot of life. Right, it's time to start jumping here. Yes, just block like this. Yeah, this seems fine. I don't see why I should take damage here. Right. More life gain. Oh. I don't think that's gonna be enough, but because I have a Riddle form, but still very good in my opponent's deck because my opponent has cards that do something when they die. As sweet as that was, I'm gonna win here because Riddle form gets there. It's a Martial Q. Nothing to think about. I have to have a counter spell. Hydroblast. Did I see any more targets? No, I only saw Flame Time. Should really care about. Oh, Kiln Fiend looks bad. Lava Runner looks bad too. Should I just bring in Lava Axe as in mice in my pocket? It's something to consider. I mean, Lava Runner is good on turn 1. It's pretty bad otherwise. I think Lava Runner is a good early play. I don't want to girdle too much with Lava Axes and stuff. Oh, this is slow. But my opponent did mulligan. Alright, I'll keep. This is slow, but my opponent also doesn't seem like a super fast deck, and alright, that's very good. Oh crap! I played the wrong land. Oh, well, uncensored video as you can see. That's a huge mistake because now I can't even crack the clue next turn. I'll play that instead. Uses my mana better and means I can get a 1/1 as soon as I play Hard Evidence. Oh, this game is just spiraling out of control. Play Weed Dragonus to put some pressure on Garruk. Hope my opponent doesn't have an answer. 4 Did not get mountain, which means my opponent already has it, probably. No. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see. I'm probably gonna lose now. I'm still gonna post this video to show that I'm not just posting videos where that was just I clicked too fast. Pulse here to buy some time. I could. Problem with Guttersnipe is that it doesn't block very well, and this takes me a land deeper towards Siege Gang, which would stabilize somewhat. I'm not sure my play actually hurt me that bad, because I would have played Hard Evidence on turn 1, Third Person Clan Class on turn 2, turn 3 I still would have played Wee Dragonauts. Here's the mountain. In the Ice, that is a potential way back into the game, so I'm definitely gonna go Augur into Thing in the Ice now. Counterspell or Divination? I think I'm gonna take Divination. The reason is Counterspell is so much worse when your opponent knows about it. And Divination is more proactive, so I can play it and like trigger Thing without my opponent playing anything. So I really hope my opponent has something like, I don't know, but Flame Time would be brutal here, because it would kill a creature and add to the board. I almost hope my opponent has Martial Q in hand, because my opponent might not be able to play it. So this goes away next turn, but I'm not taking that much damage anymore, so I think I have a shot to win this game. I'm just gonna, my way to come back in this game is to my opponent not having anything insane. This is the critical third, but it's hard to construct a hand for my opponent where this turn's not going to be great. I guess it's Martial Q plus, I don't know, maybe Nissa with no land. Even a land wouldn't be that bad for me. Duskwatch would be okay. That would be good, but it wouldn't be backbreaking. They Duskwatch activated. That I can beat. Thragtusk would be good, but not unbeatable. Is this Court of Calling? Looks like it. Okay. Well, I didn't see anything. I saw. Well, we'll find out what this is, but probably not going to be good for me. Could just be a Flame Tank. Cord for 4 could just be Flame Tank, but this is less bad for me. The reason is now my opponent had to tap some creatures, and that I think is acceptable. So, do I want to trade my Augur for that? Or do I just want to take one? Next turn, Deep Forest Summon goes away. And then it's kind of nice to have a 1-3 in play. Yes, I'm just going to take it. Just going to take it. Oh, there's a land. So I could play Siege Gang or anything else. If I play Siege Gang, the board is just stable. I'm going to do that. Then we'll take it from there. One card my opponent could have that would be annoying is the battle that could bring back Deep Forest Hermit, create more cards. But then I have access to Siege Gang killing the Deep Forest Hermit if I need to, sacking a goblin. Okay, there's Nissa. Fair enough. Elf or elemental, so that could be Deep Forest. Likes to attack, can't blame. I think blocking with 2 goblins is okay here. I don't care if I'm going to swords here, and I still have some goblins left. Okay, so lands. I could go Gutter Snipe into a draw card. I might not want to. So I will have to think about Martial Coup too. I don't want to completely overextend into Martial Coup. So I think I'm going to slow roll the Gutter Snipe, cause some card draw. So we'll start with this. I almost want to trigger thing and guys get all my cards back. Okay. You can go, and then I can cast Divination. And I am a little worried about Martial Coup. 2 more lands. Okay. Well, so if my opponent has Martial Coup, probably doesn't though. Wouldn't swords if you had Martial Coup, I don't think. Seems like you would wait to save swords, but who knows. Okay, that's the problem. Dragon Lord Artaric. Now what? How do I beat that? Not sure. Not sure. So, yeah, probably right to attack with that too. Take 5. I mean, I need to top take something anyway. I don't think Gutter Snipe would have changed anything though. Oh wait, I don't think I can afford to pay Gutter Snipe here. Need to dig for something. It's box 3 trample. Alright, I'm dead. Well, this draft at least shows you that I'm not cherry picking my drafts. Thank you for watching.